I'm going to start this video off with every single insecurity I've ever had. And we're going to go down the list rapid style fire. You know, I lost 120 pounds. I got my money up. I don't talk about that a lot, but I got my money up. And I've really come far with drip, hairstyle, skincare, all the above. I grew up in a family of 6 kids. I'm number 5, 4 brothers older than me, 1 sister below me. And I don't talk about her a lot because I love her and I don't want the internet to come after her. And she's so sweet and so precious. Okay, my hair, I used to be really insecure about. I'm super insecure about my hair because it's not because I'm balding. I fix balding with finasteride and minoxidil, so I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about how my hair is just so straight. Like it's so straight and so lifeless, and I have to do so much to it, get certain. I never know what to do at the barbers. So hair, my eyes look like Pixar people eyes. I always squint. Because they're just so big. My face is so animated. I hate that. I hate my nose and my ears. I'm covering my ears up with the headset, but I have one ear that goes up. I have one ear that goes off to the side. My midsection. I'm getting a loose skin surgery, believe it or not. Somebody's sponsoring a free loose skin surgery. We're talking through the deets right now, but I'm super hyped. They're going to clean me up, do whatever I got to do. I am not ready to show you guys photos. I'll show you photos whenever I look better, so that way I don't feel embarrassed because I look like shit currently. I'm insecure about my voice. I've always hated the way that I talk. I've always felt like it's nasally and annoying, and especially the way that I sing. And you guys know I'm a singer, I make music, and I've always been insecure about it. But I've just learned to kind of rock with it because it's what I got, so. And auto-tune exists. I was insecure about my teeth, fixed it though. Yeah, that's the list of insecurities. A lot of people think I'm shallow. I talk a lot about looks. I talk a lot about looks maxing, losing weight, all that kind of stuff. And it's not that I'm shallow, it's just that I was super unaware in my earlier life. I never knew how to read a room. I wasn't aware of how I looked, how I smelled, or any of that. Like I just didn't know anything. And it all started in elementary school. I used to get made fun of for the clothes that I wore because I wore hand-me-downs from my brothers. And then when I'd ask my mom or like my parents for new clothes, they're like, oh, you're little, you don't need new clothes. Like you'll just wear the clothes that your brothers wore. And in my mind, because my family was a thrift store family, I thought, well, dang, I can't buy new t-shirts because those cost $1 billion. And my parents didn't neglect me. I'm not saying they neglected me. I'm just saying that it wasn't a priority in our family. So I just didn't know anything. I didn't understand. People would make fun of me for my haircuts because my mom would cut all of our hair in our family to save money, of course, right? Like I can't blame her for that. So as a kid, I had a bowl cut and they're like, why do you, Mr. Bowl Cut, Mr. Bowl Cut? And I had that until I was about 10 or 11 years old. So then I started asking for buzz cuts because I was like, dude, I can't be made fun of anymore. And again, I thought a barber was too much money. And so I didn't understand that I could have just saved up money and gone to a barber. So that is the makings of my first insecurities ever. And I was skinny at this time. I wasn't fat. There wasn't really anything physically to be insecure about. The journey to becoming aware, it all just took me asking questions and being inquisitive. Yeah, it probably fucked up my mental, probably made me super insecure, hyper aware to things that I probably shouldn't be hyper aware to, but I'm grateful because life is a pendulum. There's 2 extremes basically, and then there's being centered. I definitely went from one extreme to not knowing and not caring to all the way to the other one, but I feel like I've definitely dialed it back in my 40s because I'm 45. I'll talk about how to find insecurities. You're never going to know how bad you are at something unless you surround yourself with new people constantly. So I was shy as a kid. I used to do my arm like this. Put my arms over my eyes, and I would freak out and I have the worst anxiety. I used to be afraid of getting left everywhere. Like I would go to school and then when the bus time would come, my heart would race because I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to see my mom if I miss the bus. Like I was super, super scared of everything, and people made me nervous. At school is where it all started. I just realized that I was not the top of the food chain, that I was not the most liked or loved person. And I sought that. And I know that's unhealthy, but I sought it. And so I started hanging out. I started trying to put myself into groups of people, essentially exposure therapy. So I would see people that looked like what I wanted to look like. There was this kid named Michael Brennan whenever I was in elementary school. That dude had Nike Shox. That dude had cool drip. He had like the coolest shorts and like t-shirts. His hair was cool. All the girls thought he was super athletic and cool. And I would talk to him. And I don't think he really liked me that much. Like he was very tolerant of me. And I would put myself in that group. And it was very uncomfortable to be with his friends. Because again, I knew I wasn't cool. Like they didn't really like me. But I learned a lot because from that interaction, I learned, okay, you're not that funny. You're not that suave. People are not attracted to the way you talk. They're not attracted to the way you look. I was like, okay, well, I need to work on those things. So learning your insecurities, that's how you do it. Put yourself in new groups of people constantly, consistently. practice, talk to people, ask people questions, talk to people you normally wouldn't talk to, people that you're either scared of or people that you hate. It's a good thing to do. Okay, so how I fixed it. I wasn't really good at fixing it when I was younger, like not at all. I didn't really have access to the internet. We had a home computer. I didn't have an iPod or anything. And I was afraid. I didn't know you could Google stuff back then, I'll be honest. So what I would do is I would see somebody that had what I wanted. And so I would see somebody that was attractive that had good hair. And so I'd go up to them and I'd be like, hey, what do you do to your hair? And then they would kind of gatekeep a little bit. Now that I'm older, I know that they were gatekeeping. They really would. I've had so many people that I'd be like, what do you do with your hair? Oh, nothing really, dude. I just put water in it. And then, I'm in my 40s now and I'm like, bitch, you use hella product and you blow dry it and you go get scissor cut every 2 weeks. Anyways, people were gatekeeping, but I'd ask those questions. And then I would also find people that were really suave. And I would go and ask them, how are you suave? I'd be like, what was it like growing up? How do you talk to people? And I would just sit there and ask them a bunch of questions, which is very autistic of me, but I would do that. But now that it's the big 2025, I'll answer your question. I'll get to the point. Here is how you get unchopped, because I did lose 120 pounds, but after I lost 120 pounds, I was still chopped. Look at me. I looked very gay. I'm not saying that as a derogatory thing. Like, I did look like a gay male, a homosexual male. I was very effeminate. My clothes did not fit my body good. I didn't even really like my style. I just thought the clothes looked nice and the colors matched. My hair, look at my hair. I mean, people call me Fix It Felix Jr. for a reason. I was pale. And anyways, here's how I maxed my looks. I had to be on camera quite a bit. I had to do something I didn't like. I had to get pictures taken of me, videos of me, and I would constantly look at them and be like, ugh. And I'd look at other people and be like, okay, I want to look like this. So the first thing I noticed was actually my eyebrows. Everybody has eyebrows and everybody shapes them. If you see somebody that has like damn good eyebrows, they shape them. You can go and get them done by a Korean lady or like an Asian lady. They charge like $20. They do a good job. You just tell them like, I want my eyebrows threaded. I want them to look good. And they'll make like a shape for you. And you can keep that up with like eyebrow razors, all those kinds of things. And I Googled that. I would Google, how do I keep my eyebrows nice? And that's how I found how to do my eyebrows. So I was like, okay, check eyebrows. Obviously I was like chopped in the sense that I had a lot of fat on me and my body was really just of skinny fat. So I Googled, how do I not be skinny fat? And it's like, go to the gym, lift weights, eat protein. And I went down that rabbit hole. And you guys know that I talk about that all the time. And I still live that way. That's just like one piece of the puzzle. Okay, for hair has been a long time coming. I still have not figured this shit out. I did last year before I got murdered in the barber here in Nashville, Tennessee. Fuck you to the barber that did my hair. She was such a sweet lady, but she fucked me up. And she also did my eyebrows. If you look at my eyebrows, dude, she fucked my eyebrows up. Okay, so hair. Google whatever hair type you have. For me, I always type in white, straight male hair. And I'm like, let me fix like what styles go well with this, how to style it, which hair products to use. And newsflash, if you're a white guy, everybody's using product. Stop doing the oil thing in your hair. Your hair looks greasy. It looks gross. Okay. And it looks gross for a reason, because it's just, you don't have that hair type. All right. It's not going to work. And the people that say, I haven't washed my hair in years. Yeah, I can fucking tell. Okay. You do look like a greaser. You know why they called them greasers back in the day? Because their hair was greasy as hell. So they were taking them combs and swimming them back. You ever seen the comb after they do it? Ugh. Okay. Anyway, it's not hygienic. Your hair won't smell good either. So then we got that. Okay. For people that are pale and struggle with being pasty white, there are ways to not be pasty white, okay? I'm going to drop this in here. I started melanotan. It's a peptide. I was always scared because it makes you look like Snooki. I'll show you ugly pictures of people that take melanotan. Before that, though, I tried fake tan, and I tried tanning beds. I just didn't like going to a tanning bed. And then I would tan outside, but that just took too much work. And the fake tans just look bad. So anyways, I tried melanotan, and I was so scared, but I took the dosing from like the normal dosing. I did a fourth, and I only do it half as much as they say. And I'll be honest, I think I look very good. I don't think I look too much. And I'm just going to keep it that way. I wear sunscreen and all that. Okay. Looking at another good actor. By the way, pick an actor that you kind of connect with and you think you look like physically. Mine would be Jake Gyllenhaal. So this is who I looked at. So then I would look at Jake Gyllenhaal and I'm like, okay, his clothes, right? And clothes is a really hard one, especially if you don't have money, but there's ways. And I've Googled and I've searched. And actually, I'm going to shout out my boy Maddox. He just lost 100 pounds. Congratulations to you, brother, by the way. And he told me that if you go to Goodwill, You can find clothes with good threads, like thick cotton, whatever kind of clothes you like. Thick cotton for me. Find cropped t-shirts or even crop them yourself. Find pants that fit your waist, like that are loose around the waist, but also kind of show you like the tapered. They get bigger as they go down. And that's just for my body type. You got to Google what body type you are. For smell, you want to smell good. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to smell good. You need to Google how to smell good, how to get rid of feet smell, how to get rid of BO. I trim my armpit hair now because I learned that BO stays in your armpit hair. Believe it or not, the more hair you have, the more stinky you tend to be. It's hard to wash all that hair. Also, the way that you talk. A lot of people talk from their throat. If you learn how to talk from your diaphragm, you get your best voice. That's a skill, because a lot of people talk like, if I talk to my voice, I sound like an idiot. Talk from your diaphragm. Facial hair, don't grow out some patchy facial hair. Do it to your strength. If you can grow a mustache, grow a mustache. And if you can't, use minoxidil. Look up how to grow mustache minoxidil. Literally, Google is your friend, okay? Teeth, make sure your teeth are whitened. I looked up how to whiten teeth, and I learned that peroxide with water before bed 3 times a week. You can look up how many times to do it. Just don't make your teeth sensitive. I do that. I use a restoring mouthwash with fluoride. I floss 3 times a day because flossing is the way to get rid of bad breath. I tongue scrape because that's a way to get rid of bad breath and keep it out. I keep my teeth whitened, and I wear my retainer consistently. And if you think you can't afford the retainer things, just don't go out to eat. If you can't afford retainers, don't go out to eat, and you can pay for those monthly subscriptions easily. Swear. You go out to eat 10 times in a month, that's $200. You could pay for it. Boom, just like that. And then shoe game, I just wear white shoes, but just Google shoes. So anyways, that is the blueprint of like how to look smacks. There's a billion things you can do. There's a billion TikToks. I would just search. You have to do some work, and you got to make some mistakes. Like, I've definitely chopped my eyebrows before myself. I've definitely been too tan on a self-tanner before. I've had some shitty ass haircuts, really, really bad haircuts. I had earrings at one point. I used to wear a big like silver chain. I used to wear big oversized t-shirts. I used to wear only gym fits. I've been through a lot of phases. Essentially, I've done all this looks maxing in search of happiness. And you guys would say that that's shallow. But what I say to you is that when I feel stuck in something, when I feel like my personality and my being is not in the right place, I'll just go and try to change something on the outside in hopes that it'll stack some evidence for me that I am worth something, okay? Like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but at least my teeth are white. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but at least I smell good. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but at least I dress good. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but at least I know how to make money. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit, at least I work hard. You see what I'm saying? And over time, it's like, I'm not a piece of shit. I take care of myself and all that. And yeah, I'll get wrapped up in the looks of it and whatnot, but you start to develop a character. You start to become a hardworking person that takes care of himself. Okay, well then now that you've taken care of the selfish shit, it's like, I'm a hardworking person that takes care of myself, that it also takes care of other people and is kind to other people. And if you set me in a new situation, I'm going to be able to adapt because I've learned how to change. Over time, you just learn how to adapt and become a good person. And it comes through the outward things. So I hate people that say, I don't want to go to the gym because I think the gym is stupid. I think people that do so much on their looks are vain. People that do this and this are vain. Yeah, there's a lot of people on the extreme side of being vain, but that stuff is to your advantage. Use it to your advantage to develop who you truly are. And it just takes time. It takes you not having an ego and realizing that you are an ugly piece of shit that's not good at socializing and that you need to practice it. And if you can always remember that you're not the best at something, that you'll never be the best and that you need to improve, then you'll definitely continue to have some success and you'll be able to change. And that's literally the journey that I've been on. I mean, if you guys were able to talk to all the people that I grew up with, they'd probably say that I'm a lying, stupid, lazy piece of shit. They would say that I'm weird. They would say that I'm judgmental. They would say that I'm mean. They would say that I'm too nice. They would have a lot of things to say, and that's because it's been a journey of just trying to be something until I found what I was, until I found comfort in who I was. That's the story, essentially. I can get more into it. This is my first YouTube video back. If you guys don't know this, I just want to plug all this stuff right up front. I'm a musician. I'll have my links always in my bio. I make music. I try to release weekly. Sometimes I get behind because I'm doing it by myself. I've got songwriters. I have a code with Echovision. Echovision is the brand of gym clothes that I wear, beaters mostly. and the t-shirts, the blank tees. I love those. I use their pre-workout. I use their creatine. And I also just partnered up with a gray market source. I really appreciate, his name's Jack. Love that guy a ton. You'll probably see him in my videos and stuff. He basically has made a reliable, safe source for people that can't afford GLP or other peptides. And obviously, like, if you don't know, if you need a doctor, you could just go get that stuff at a doctor for a high price. Like, I recommend it. If you can't do it by yourself, go to the doctor. I mean, if you can afford it, obviously. One day I'll have some kind of source or something where I can show you guys, like, here, if you can't do the gray market, you can go to this guy. But yeah, I'm on the Retta. I have my brother Isaac on the tirzepatide, which is, so I use this stuff daily. I use GHKCU, I use melanotan, I use the NAD Plus. I just started using that for energy, and Semax. Like, I know it sounds like a lot and it can get expensive, but these vials are only like $50. So you can always just try them and whatever. And I've got links in my bio on about peptides and all that. But yeah, there's got to be more. I'm trying to drop these every single week. You guys should ask me questions because that'll help me out a ton. And just be sure to follow my Instagram and my TikTok if you're on those, and obviously YouTube. And I'll figure out some kind of thing for your hair. If you're a guy that's balding, I'll figure out some kind of link or something that you guys can go to. I don't really trust too many hair brands at the moment. I use them because, like, that's the only thing they've got, like, for finasteride and whatnot. But I'll find somebody that's not sleazy like Hims. Fuck Hims. I don't like that brand. Unless they want to send me some free stuff. Then otherwise, I love you guys. First video done.